I would never forget my spiritual teacher. So this is going to be a story time about when I first met this woman. I'm just going to call her Double H. Okay? So when I met Double H, right, I met her on Facebook first. And like I used to post like real conscious when I used to be on social media. I don't have social media anymore. But when I used to be on social media, I used to post on social media all the time. You know, spiritual stuff, woke stuff. I was like 21 then. I'm 35 now. I'll be 36 in July. But I remember her always commenting on my posts and like agreeing with me, right? And this is when I was living in California. So I remember one day we met up and we decided to go to the beach, you know, have some 420, chill, walk on the beach at night. So we meet up around like 6 or 7, and then we head to the beach. By the time we get there, it's dark. And I will never forget this moment. We go to the beach, we go out to the sand, and as I'm looking out into the horizon, I see these 3 giants. They're in spirit though, they're not in physical, but they're 3 giants, and they're like the half of their body is like underwater, right? Because we're on the beach. So, and they're in the horizon, like right where you would see the sunset. This is where these giants were, and there was 3 giants, and they were standing. And she looks at the giants, and this is how I know she was a magical woman too, because she could see those giants too. She looks at them and she looks out and she says, "Look, guys, I found her." And like now that I'm older, I'm like, wow, this woman is like. This woman was like so locked in, and I did not appreciate her when I had her, because she was such a good spiritual teacher, and like I just will never forget. She taught me that it was okay to be spiritual and also be cutthroat, right? Because I remember one time we were talking and she was like, "Your face is so beautiful. You have such an angel face." And then she was like, "But only do they know that there's something very fiery in you." She said something along the lines of that, and it offended me because I was like so love and light back then. I was just like, no, I'm a good person. Like I'm love and light. Like I hug people. Like I didn't understand the reality that you could be spiritual. You can be, spiritually aware and awake while still having like boundaries and like putting people in their place and like still having that dark side. Like I didn't tap into my dark side yet. I was still dwelling in my light. So when she said that, it offended me. I was like, what you mean? Like, I'm a good person, like through and through. But now that I have lived a little bit, I know exactly what she means. Because I remember one time I was on the train. I don't know why things always happen on the train, but I was on the train and I was having a conversation with God. And somebody interrupted me, like in spirit. Somebody interrupted me and said something real negative. And like I could see the person in spirit. Like, cause I was like having a conversation with God in my mind on the train. And I was mad that day too. I don't know what I was mad about, but I was deeply upset. And like somebody had cut me off and said something. And like this scared the crap out of me because I didn't even know I could do something like this. So, you know, the guy had cut me off and like I could see the guy in spirit who did it. So I jumped into his veins. I cannot make this up spiritually. I jumped into his veins, like where his blood goes in through. Like I jumped into his veins, directed his body to walk to the throne of the Most High. And I made him kneel on his face, like his nose was touching the ground and his arms were laid out. And I remember getting out of his body. And like, I remember standing there in shock that I was even able to do something like that. It was something out of like the Matrix, bro. Like I can't lie. It was something out of like a freaking Marvel movie. Like the way I literally jumped into his cells, forced him to walk to the throne of God and made him kneel there. And I told him this, and then I literally, I didn't say it, but in my energy, like I commanded him to stay there until he can figure out why he interrupted me when I was speaking to the Most High. But anyway, like when that happened, like I felt this shift in me, and I remembered what she said that moment, like when I had did that, I remember where it was like literally, and mind you, this was years apart. This is like maybe like 10 years apart from the moment that she said that, from the moment that I did that. And literally the first thing I thought was like, wow, she was telling no lies. Like there's something deep inside of me that I don't even know how to control, that plays no freaking games. And it scared the hell out of me. There's a lot of stuff that I do in spirit that I'd be like, whoa, who the hell am I? But yeah, it's just a quick story time of like, you know, me meeting one of my spiritual gurus and me not realizing that a lot of the times when people say things to you and you don't really understand it, like if you hold on to it, like later on in life, like it'll make sense. But yeah, this is my story time. Until next time.